did this in the past, and it was, are you prepared for the things that you actually are hoping to receive? And I have a friend who is like on the verge of about to be doing some things that she never did, and her life's about to change. And I was telling her, I was like, are you prepared for everything that's going to happen? Are you prepared for the success? I think I said something along those lines. And she said, of course, like having, a better apartment, a nice car, and all this. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's the upside, but what's the downside? And I'm gonna focus on this one part, which is self-sabotage. When you're not accustomed to success or things going well, things going right, you can, or you just never seen it before, you can start to, when it's happening, and especially in the early stages when you see numbers that you haven't seen before, you can start to think either you don't deserve it, or this is coming too easy, or what's the catch, or this might be illegal, or just you start to think of all these things that a person who came from a more stable environment would never think of. But when you come from trauma and poverty or lacking or whatever, however you want to describe it, you'll frequently have just this little feeling of like, am I actually worth this? Is it, do I deserve this? And if the thing that you're doing looks easy to you, you're like, man, I used to work harder and get less. Like this, like your brain will start to play tricks on you. And again, mentally, you have to logically get your brain out of its emotions and like all the feelings. And forget that logically, I'm looking at this is what I do, this is what I make, I deserve it, bang, that's it. But when you're climbing and you're trying to get to a place, you got to be prepared for what comes. And it's hard to be prepared when you don't know it, you never seen it, and you haven't reached out to people who could guide you through it. That was my case when I was really getting it. I didn't have anyone, or I didn't use anyone. There was people I could have used. I didn't use anyone that could have helped me understand what's happening. I'm about to get back to getting it, so now I got that experience. Whatever, it's fine. But be careful of like your own self-sabotaging ways. Like people talk about haters and this and all that. The biggest hater, people talk about haters and this and all that. The biggest hater that exists is in your own mind.